Did you know that frogs actually conquered Iraq and almost took over Brazil? Welcome to the documentary about these tribal species. It all started in 1436 when a man called Aaron Frigley, he was creating a cure for cancer, but one of his attempts had somehow turned himself into a common day frog. Frigley, nicknamed Frog, he had become so angered at the situation he expanded his lungs at full capacity. He was 12 feet wide and 7 feet tall. Frigley had realized that frogs were actually a dominant race, and he had begun giving people this frog serum. The serum worked if you just touch your skin. And Frigley had started spreading this disease in his hometown in Iraq, but not Iraq. I'm talking about Iraq too, which is as known as Iran. The second. Iraq the second was actually a pretty good place. They had water slides and roller coasters, which was really hard to get in the 14th century. Frigley had decided to give people the frog serum, willingly or not. He also gave mind control serum that made frogs obey his commands. Frigley's army had grown bigger and bigger until he had all of Iraq too, which they later changed to Iran because frogs can't enunciate their cues. A protest began. Most people didn't want to be turned into frogs because they couldn't play ping pong anymore. Fun fact, Iraq was actually the first ping pong championship at the time, and most people had gone to stadiums just to watch them. A lot of protesters started protesting them away. King Tut did not want Iraq to lose their ping pong capability, so he decided to declare war on the frogs. The battle would go on to the 16th century, but one day Frigley had decided that he was going to move his army to Brazil because they could hide in the rainforest and surprise attack anyone who came near them. No one really knows why he just gave up his land and moved. But the real truth is that frogs are really into soccer, and they play soccer in their free time on the weekends. Did you know that toads were actually made after scientists tried to develop the cure for frog disease? The disease backfired and created a new type of reptile. The toad was lazier than frogs. They tend to live in stagnant water. Over the course of history, frogs have become enemies with toads and their lazy nature. Frogs actually fought against toads to stop many world wars. Toads become more malicious when they're not being lazy, but since the nuclear war of 1978 in Jamaica, toads have been living in a more peaceful life and left the powerful frogs in their natural habitat. Frogs had become bored of soccer and started becoming architects. Did you know frogs actually made most? Hope you guys enjoyed this amazing content, and I'll see you in the next one.